Great morning, great afternoon, great evening, depending on the time you are with us in this class. My name is Mr. Michael, your all-time mathematics teacher, and we are still here again on our mathematics time. I will encourage you that as you are listening, be attentive and listen carefully so that you understand every bit of what is coming out today. Today, we'll be looking at division of decimal fractions by whole numbers. Let's see how this goes. First of all, what are decimals? Decimals are numbers sometimes are expressed as numbers that are not up to 1 because most of them start with 0 points before other numbers, and some of them have whole numbers before the decimal point and other numbers. So we know that whatever number that comes before the decimal point is known as a whole number, while any other number that comes after the decimal point is less than 1. Now, what is a decimal fraction? As we all know, the meaning of decimal, it is a point, a dot that comes after a whole number or that comes before other digits. And those other digits, like I said earlier, are smaller than 1. You might see 3.12345. 3 is the whole number, while 1.2345 are fractions. They are not whole numbers. Let's move on. As we are seeing here, we are seeing an expression here, 17.48. 17 is the whole number, while 48 that comes after the decimal point is not a whole number. So 17.48 is a fraction, a whole number and a fraction. We call it decimal fraction, while the point is called the decimal point. Now, how do we express this? How do we know or name our fractions? We know that from what we are seeing, the boxes, the green boxes, shows that we have 17 boxes. All of them are full boxes. Now, if we have any other box that comes after this that is being expressed with decimal point, then that means we have 17 full boxes. Then any other one that comes after it is no longer a whole number. Now we have 4 out of 10 or tenths. If you see this other expression, you see that out of 10 boxes or arranged in lines, 4 of them of the lines are shaded, while 6 are not shaded. That means 4 out of 10 are shaded. That means 4 whole number. That's 4.6 are being shaded. Or if you want to write it as a fraction, write it as 4 all over 10. That's 4 being shaded out of the 10 lines. So that is how to express some figures as fractions. Now, as we are moving, we're going to see how we can divide decimals by 10, because this is our main topic, dividing decimals by 10. We know that whenever we divide any number or a whole number by 10, it moves the decimal points depending on the number of zeros. But in this case, we are going to see that the division of a decimal number by 10 is quite very simple. So when we divide a decimal by 10, it simply means the position of the decimal point has been shifted one place to the left. Why to the left? Or why only one place to the left? Because 10 has only 1 zero. So the decimal point shift depending on the number of zeros. So let's see 82.5 divided by 10. We all know that 82 is bigger than 10. If you divide 82 by 10, it will give us 8.2. Then the 5 there, the 5 there, the position of the 5 of that 5 at 8.25, it's not in a whole number. It is in hundreds. So 8 is in units, there's a decimal point. The 2 is in tenths, while the 5 is in hundredths. So let us look at method 2. When we say let us express the numbers as whole numbers, first, then divide through by 10. Pretend that there is no decimal point. Let the number become 825 divided by 10. So you can use an expanded form method to do your division. So you say 80 divided by 10 plus 2 divided by 10, because we all know that 5 divided by 10 is 0.05, sorry. So 80 divided by 10 is 8. 2 divided by 10 is 0.2. While 0.5 divided by 10 is 0.05. So if we place them under place value accordingly, we'll know that if we bring down our 5, 0 plus 2 plus 0 is 2. Then we bring down our decimal point. Then 8 plus 0 plus 0 gives us 8.5. So 8.5 is a decimal. 82 is the whole number, while 5 is the fraction, is the decimal fraction. The point there is the decimal point. Now we're dividing it by a whole number. 10 is just a whole number. There is no fraction attached to it. So 82.5, which is the fraction, divided by 10 as a whole number, gives us 8.25. Let's further. We also divide 0.90 divided by 30. Now, using expanded form method, we take away the 0 divided by 30, it gives us 0.0 because it is in 2 decimal places. So we have to add the 0 to make it balance. While 0.90 divided by 30 is 0.03. So when we break down 3, in terms of in our division, 0 divided by, in our addition, 0 plus 3 is 3, 0 plus 0 is 0, decimal points, and 0 plus 0 is equals to 0. Now, let us look at our sentence form questions, or we call it word problems. If the total weight of 3 oatmeal cookies is 3.15 grams, then what will be the total weight of 5 oatmeal cookies? Most times it is advisable for us to use a long division method because it makes some things easier. Let's look at the solution. The total weight of 3 oatmeal cookies is 31.5 grams, just like the question says. Then the weight of 1 oatmeal is what? That means this 35.5 grams divided by 3, it gives us 10.5 grams. Now, using long division method, let's see, 31.5 divided by 3. We all know that 3 goes into 31 10 times with a remainder. Now 5 is remaining because it comes after the decimal point. Take the 5 up. Now 10 divided by 3 gives us 30. Now we subtract. Bring down the 5 that is after the decimal point. 1 minus 0 is 1. 3 minus 3 is 0. So we just leave it, we cross it out. Now 0.5 is remaining. Now we take the 5 as a whole number. 5 times 3 is 15. Now 15 minus 15 gives us 0. Therefore, the total weight of 5 oatmeal cookies now is 10.5, which is our answer, multiplied by 5, which is just like the oatmeal cookies, the weight is. Now we're asking of the weight. Now that we have known that the quantity is 10.5 grams, multiply this 10.5 by the 5, which is the total number. It gives us 52.5 grams, which is the total weight. So from what we have known so far, We all have to discover that whenever a whole number or a decimal is dividing by 10, it shifts the decimal point one place to the left. Example, 10.5 divided by 5. We all know that 10.5 will shift the decimal point across the zero. It becomes 1.05. That means the zero has been shifted one place to the left. So from what we have learned so far, let's try these evaluation questions and be sure that we understand everything that we have learned. Now let's divide 50.5 by 10. Also divide it also by 50. Divide it also by 40. When we're done with that, let us divide also 0.30 by 10. When we are done with this, let's try to submit this in school as we are coming to school. By whenever we're coming, the teacher goes through it, and then he will know that you really understand what you really learned from this online class. So we should stop here. We should see you in school so we can express ourselves further. Thank you. Have a great day.